bad shape. It hurts to speak. I can't really brush my teeth because of the toothpaste has some drug in it, and it is really making my teeth feel loose and weak, like they're gonna fall out. And today there was people, that made me kind of wonder, are they trying to instigate a fight? People acting tough. You can imagine what race they are, it doesn't really matter. The point is that they're Satanists at work. I am drug dealing, my teeth are weak from laced toothpaste and things I consume. I constantly have peeling skin to a small degree when I shower. My body is full of scars from drugs causing me to lose my coordination. And the hikes, I go on a hike sometimes, and let's just say that they have ways to suggest things that you should do as well that cause you to injure yourself, ways that a lot of people would have trouble believing, and they have to do with drugs and technology. And a lot of this technology is discussed by people who call themselves target individuals, and of course some of them are inevitably perps. They talk about subversives. Think about reverse, inverse, God's plan in reverse, inverse, inverted pentagram, subversive, right, which is basically a political dissident. I lost my best years, but there is hope and exposure. The texts the Republicans have brought to light reveal a secret society. It might be the attempt to screen out subversive secret societies, if such a thing exists, but it certainly shows you that they are forcing people to acknowledge a greater design, perhaps to coerce them more. I saw this on the news after my checkered shirt video on Vamp and Shu and Raw. A Shu show, after I uploaded and I got back home. Shu can be seen as shows Raw. I saw many gorgeous women I can't have, and my heart desired them, not knowing if they are married. I am like a hawk beast with no beauty, being drugged away from being able to feel with my brain and sense on that level the spirit. So unless I transcend my body's senses, I can't really feel the spirit. Reproduction kills us daily. They drug God's hawk who resists death of spirit. A lot of good ideas that I forget. Spirit warrior activities, love and draw on the word and prayer are how you feel the spirit. I can't imagine it not dying with me. Do they give me false hope at times? Am I just a lab animal now? Are the questions I must ask myself logically, reasonably. Certainly the answer must be yes and yes. Imagine how many women they coerce. Imagine how they justify it with the scientific perspective, just like they did in the concentration camps. Pretending that they know better than people with morality who are in a rural area, right? Raw, real versus urban, your bin, trash bin. And that you can imagine how they refer to people in the projects and so on that they're experimenting on. So give me my rightful place or give me death. A lion cannot live as a cobra. Jacob, cobra, right? Why is the wordplay there to mock at times? And why does the wordplay spell it out, right? Institute, constitute, substitute, subversive, right? Is it to confuse? Is it saturn, to turn the sun into something else? I am not losing my mind. I tell you, ignorance is pain to those you ignore. I tell you, knowledge is losing your life for God's sake. I am a hero who has reabsorbed the spirit and come back from a frozen on ice, stony state. I have awakened the demons all around, channeled by secret societies in my nation. I must be a hawk and a leopard. Finally, I'm going to read the rest. Okay, I got a new notebook, a new binder for my ideas to go over some of the ideas about right and right. Don't forget Jacob's ladder, leader, Shu, Ra, together, Haru, Eri, Ebo, Arc. See, the bow is like an E, right? You know, I really like to turn it, whatever, right? The bow is an E, and there's the tune, which is the string. Talk about hamstrings and the L kick, right? Kick the Canaanite deity El, an upside down kick, you know, because he does things backwards. So sometimes you got to be on his level. Is one way to look at it. Benaiah, don't forget the shorter guys. The difference between a shorter guy with the heart of a giant and, you know, a short bitch. So Benaiah and Mene are supposed to work together. Rosette, Razet, sun, air, water, bread, the order, the sun, life and death, the order in which you need them, and how quickly you'll die. Vamp, you know, to fabricate, to invent, and they'll use the word dwarf to kind of alienate the majority of the world. Is probably shorter. It means to make someone shorter, make something seem smaller, an idea, the spirit, etc. It can also mean to stunt the growth of. These are key. Vamp, vampire, seductress, dwarf. Amen, min, mont, apis, apep, minivis, happy, kenti, amen to you, you play at. Okay, remember, Shu was associated with, he was a light god and the god of intelligence, divine intelligence, okay? So this is basically a video I might not even ever put out. Okay, one message of a protector is the willingness to die for lost sinners. The spirit is vulnerable. Women and children commit too much energy and spirit to one place. Okay, you can kind of tell that I'm in low spirits now. Earlier, I was really feeling the spirit to a certain degree, as much as I can these days, you know. I noticed that my videos don't really do my justice. I'm a lot more handsome when I look in the mirror. And again, I can't stress that enough. These people are presentation bitches. They're concerned with how they look so much that they're willing to let billions of people die just so you look up to them, and to use science and bullies to do so. I can't stress that enough. You know, it is despicable, and it makes me want to just give up on everybody when you see this dominating, the spirit of this kind of evil, this kind of reputation, presentation, demonstration, bitch shit, dominating, and not the spirit of God, which leads to spirit warrior activities. So, you know, I'm just about ready to give up on everybody, but I'm gonna, you know, keep fighting. I need, you know, people to fall in line, and I need men to fight and be ready to fight and die to uphold the divine order. And I need beautiful women to acknowledge me as Pharaoh in a way that is more than just paying me obeisance or kind gestures. You know, don't be afraid to approach me in public and to, you know, do what you got to do. You know, because these people are scum, and the direction of humanity's reproduction is of the utmost importance. And we're basically on our way out, you know, as a human race, if we don't turn this thing around. There's no question about that. You know, we're on our way out of grace. What matters most, harmony. You know, whore, main, A, versus a whore, you know, a harlot, a spirit having man, E, right? So we need the face of God, you know, the image of God, you know, and not some kind of supernatural Minnie Mouse, Mickey Mouse, plastic face, bitch shit. Okay, so they're really messing me up, and I don't see anybody taking my side in the future. I see that, you know, kids getting raped, women getting raped more, people getting killed, and you know, I can go on and on about who I am, and I've beat that point to a dead horse. For those of you who don't know, yes, I am the top quote-unquote martial artist in American history. I am the Pharaoh. I am the missing spiritual link, and I pity you if you don't believe me, you know, because it's more than just I'm saying this. I went way out of my way to prove it. Imagine being targeted for 4 or 5 years, depending on when you start which challenge, you know, the 2013 December 20th challenge, or the May 4th, I believe, 2012 challenge. You know, drugged, fumed, dehydrated, kept from doing martial arts. Right now, I'm crippled. You know, I'm sick. If I even do one punch, it hurts my back. You know, my teeth are weak. It probably only take one punch to knock out like 4 teeth at once, you know, to make it seem like I dwarf, you know, dwarfing me in a sense and turning me to stone, right? Shrinking, a shrink, a psychiatrist, alchemy, witchcraft, witch doctor, a shrink, to shrink the spirit, to reduce the appeal of someone. Okay, think about the side effects of psych meds. and to cause their deaths, to shrink their demographic in the population. These are the types of things that people who take measurements think about. The navigator, okay, the person at the steering wheel, and everything. How the crew of the ship work with the sextant, and look at the stars for guidance and so on. It doesn't take a genius to figure out that I'm right. And, you're either going to choose how you look to your friends and everyone else and your life in this world where everyone's being tortured and raped and abused massively. We're on record. Intelligence agencies consist of criminals on record. No one even bothers to deny that anymore. It comes out in the news that there's secret societies running this thing. Think about the power that these people have, the worldly power they have. They're basically challenging every human being's spiritual power on the planet, and you're all rolling over instead of following the divine order of God. Nothing is more important than the divine order. If I had to choose between pressing a button to kill all of you and upholding the divine order without even thinking, I would fucking press that button. Period. No hesitation. Done. Because nothing, not all of our lives put together, are as important as the divine order. This is our second chance. Noah and the great flood. Why did God allow Noah through? Whether there was literal or figurative. God allows us to survive and has given us chances, and we're all out of chances, because he wants us to choose to do God's will and to follow his divine order, mostly embodied in the top spirit warrior, quote unquote martial artist, who's closest to God. He used light, speed, get into the spirit, spar it. And when they're the bull that covers the light, okay, you can't say, well, that guy shines more. Well, where are his obstacles? Look at the principal design versus the Masonic design. Where are his obstacles? If I put a bowl over a fucking lamp and I put another lamp and it's dim and it shines more, does that mean that lamp is brighter, more brilliant? Okay, by default, when you're from a privileged class or race or secret society, okay, you can't then turn around and say, I am better than these people. You have advantages that they don't have, and they aren't natural advantages. This is an artificial ecosystem, artificial selection. It is the selfish selection and direction of humanity for the purpose of inferior forms of life to seem superior. So help me God, I am the top quote-unquote martial artist, which means spirit warrior as I'm applying it, in American history. I'm from the bloodline of the pharaohs and Judah. I know this to be true in my heart. Who goes where and why? Judah is the word that symbolizes my tribe. You have to know them by their works. Who paid the price for Christianity specifically? Not for money, not for power, not for image, not for world domination, for self-preservation, but for God. It was Igbo, the rising sun. Look up the Nigerian Civil War, the Biafran War. We paid the price. 2 million dead, starving, right? Fasting. Jesus said to fast, because when you pay the price for God, those with worldly power cause you to starve. And I am telling you, I know for sure. I am Obi, South Carolina, Igbo Landing. Look it up, okay? I'm not the guy who wrote this book, but my name is Chukwu Emeka. Okay, I am from the royal family of Eri, which is Jacob Eri, Jacob's ladder. Fight for honor. I am commanding the righteous to prepare to fight to the death, with an emphasis on gorgeous women taking my side openly and not holding back anything from me. Sleeping with me, killing for me, nothing. This is how serious this is. You must submit yourself to my will and put yourself beneath me in all ways. I am the Pharaoh, and the world order will fall apart if you don't follow my lead. It's that simple. I'm not fucking kidding around here. I don't have delusions of grandeur. People that can beat anyone in America in like a split second. I can stab any man in America in a split second, even in this drugged, crippled state, and outmaneuver them and kill them, knife to knife, man to man. People like that aren't delusional. No one lives in morality and reality and in the spiritual world more than that person. He goes into the spirit. He thinks like the sun with all the different angles. He works them better than everyone else. That is focus. That is living in reality. No one is more sane than I am. Thank you.